Do you believe that women and minority pilots are inherently less intelligent and less skilled than white male pilots?
No, I'm just saying that we should not lower the standards for them.
But there's no evidence that standards are being lowered when it comes to the airline industry.
You've repeatedly said that there's no evidence that standards are being lowered, and watch the replies showing all the evidence that it is.
Replies, though, on social media or on Twitter are not necessarily fact and evidence.
No,
that's people's opinion.
They will cite all the replies. In the replies to this, you will see how often the information is cited, showing that indeed there are significant cases where standards are lowered.
Oh, so he just believes conspiracy theories.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff world, okay, because that is what we're living in, especially in the post-George Floyd era of this country, okay? The George Floydification of America is happening. And the George Floydification of America really is affecting law enforcement and crime more so than anything, okay? Because ever since George Floyd, we've thrown out common sense when it comes to policing, when it comes to law and order, and we've simply just allowed chaos and destruction in these liberal cities. And as a result of that, again, you can see the current state of these cities, okay? And this story right here is a story that I got to talk about that is happening as a result of the George Floydification of this country, as you have a ton of police officers that are quitting. They are retiring because of the demonization of white males. I mean, let's keep it 100, right? I mean, that is a majority of the police force that are retiring. They're quitting the profession, or they're just outright refusing to join the profession because, again, white males are being demonized and told that, hey, you're bad. We don't appreciate you, okay, when you come into this profession, when you do your job. And if you happen to do your job and a black person dies as a result of you doing your job, even if you doing your job didn't really have all that much to do with them dying, okay, maybe they were going to die anyways because of, substances that they ingested in their body. Even if that happens, you are going to be demonized. We're going to call you racist, okay? We're going to rig the trial against you. We're going to send you to a maximum security prison where you may or may not get stabbed to death, okay? They're going to get treated like Derek Chauvin, okay? That is the example that has been set when it comes to being a police officer in this country, okay? And understandably, people are running away from the profession, okay? Mainly white males. I mean, we're saying the same thing with military as well, too. White males don't want to join the military, and that is causing massive recruiting problems. Now, again, with the police force, we're seeing the consequences of that directly because of the rise in crime in these liberal cities. These cities are struggling to get people to sign up, okay? And we got to talk about one city that is struggling, Metro Nashville Police Department. They're struggling so much that they're turning to diversity and inclusion in order to try to increase the numbers of their police force. That includes lowering standards for women/females to join the force, okay? As they are straight up dropping the physical ability test, and they're actually changing it so women can pass more easily in order to join the force. Take a look.
The police department is one of thousands of law enforcement agencies all across the country facing a staffing shortage. That's according to the International Association of Chiefs of Police.
But thanks to an initiative signed by Police Chief John Drake, more women are helping fill these critical officer positions. Our Holly Thompson has more tonight.
It's called the 30 by 30 initiative and challenges police departments to increase their number of women on the force to 30% by the year 2030. Well, now, 3 years after its launch, where does Metro PD stand in reaching that goal? Tonight, we go behind the scenes, take a look at the numbers, and reveal a game changer that could open the floodgates for new recruits in Nashville.
As just one of 4 women in her police academy class, MNPD trainee Caitlin Delina knows becoming a police officer is more than just physically challenging.
It's a male-dominated profession, so women are scared to take that step, maybe thinking that they're not able to do it, but you can do it if you have that right mindset.
It's a mindset the Metro Police Department hopes more women will have. Their goal, a 30% female police force. Last year, it was 11%. This year, it's 13%.
And is it even attainable?
I think we're definitely growing, so if we can just keep that momentum going, I believe that it is definitely attainable.
Commander Tiffany Gibson is Metro's first female director of training. She says among the biggest changes they've made to help attract recruits, especially women, no more physical ability tests. Now trainees must pass a physical agility test designed to mirror tasks in the field. They've also added lactation rooms for nursing moms to all 8 precincts, more flexible schedules. That's in addition to their already paid maternity leave and sick time.
What's something the Metro Police Department does not currently offer to female recruits that you think could really be a game changer?
We were trying to get going, possibly help sponsor our own child care facility, and I think that would be really helpful for females.
Updated travel times, possibly traveling.
New officers like Emma Long hope it all leads to more women joining her on patrols and beyond.
More qualified and strong women to be in this police department and be leaders in this police department. I mean, I think it would be a great thing to see.
You heard correctly. Commander Gibson says they're in talks trying to lay the foundation for a 24/7 childcare facility for Metro Police families. Right now, she says Metro PD is looking to model San Diego's police department, where they built the nation's first childcare center. It's customized to meet the needs of law enforcement. There's no date set, but we'll keep you posted. For info on the department's open positions, we have a link right now on our WSMV4 app. Holly Thompson, WSMV4.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. So according to the mainstream liberal media, people like the cackling hands on The View and the mainstream liberal media rejects like Don Lemon, this is a conspiracy theory. This is made up that some industries are lowering standards for the sake of diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? But what you just saw there was a news clip of the Metro Nashville Police Department basically saying that, yeah, we are going to drop the physical ability test and change it to the physical agility test in order to help women be able to pass the test and to become police officers, which by definition is changing or lowering standards for women instead of keeping things all the same in order to increase diversity, right? Again, it's kind of crazy how that works, how everything that the left tells us is a conspiracy is actually true, is actually reality. Now, again, I'm not so sure about what's happening with the airline industry, but I definitely think it's worth investigating considering how every day now there seems to be a story about how some Boeing plane is, nosediving or some part is falling off or some crazy thing is happening, right? We definitely should figure out what the hell is going on because we live in a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs time where quite literally, we are hiring people who are not qualified, and we are lowering standards, at least in some industries, in order to get people in jobs that, quite honestly, they shouldn't be doing, okay? And it's dangerous. And one of these industries where it's dangerous to do this is law enforcement, okay? As you see here, this is not something that happened overnight. This is something that's actually been in the works. I actually found this response from the Metro Nashville Police Department for the recommendations that were given to them from the oversight committee, okay? And one of the recommendations talked about how the police department should focus on whether or not they should change the physical ability section of the civil service test to reduce gender and racial disparities in attending and passing the test, okay? So this is something that has been in the works for a while now, okay? I think this is from 2021, actually. Okay, so let's actually read about this because even when it comes to the so-called physical agility test, which I believe is different from the physical ability test, the females aren't really performing as well. But again, this is a part of Nashville's scheme to diversify their workforce. Okay, if you look on Nashville Police's website, you're going to see that there's an obvious attempt to recruit women. Okay, there are going to be pictures of women everywhere, right? There's plenty of articles about how they've eliminated some of the more extreme standards for women in order to get women in. But again, the numbers here tell you everything you need to know. In 2020, 52 applicants were unable to successfully complete the Cooper Standards Physical Agility Evaluation. Of the 52 applicants, 34 were female applicants. 29% of the female applicants that attempted the Cooper Standard evaluation were unable to successfully complete. This is compared to 7% of male applicants. Yeah, so what you can see here is that when it comes to the physical ability test, 29% of female applicants couldn't do it, right? Compared to only 7% of male applicants. In 2021, 9 applicants have been unable to successfully complete the new physical agility test. Of the 9 applicants, 5 have been female applicants. 11% of the female applicants that have attempted the new PAT were unsuccessful. This is compared to 1.3% of male applicants. Okay, so essentially, it seems like they have lowered the standard, right? So they had a new physical agility test, and now all of a sudden, 11% of the female applicants that attempted the new test were unsuccessful versus in 2020, 29% of the female applicants were unsuccessful. Okay, so again, they've lowered the standard, and then all of a sudden, more women are able to do it, and they're able to pass. Okay, so this is what they're doing in order to try to recruit more women, right? This is what they're doing. They're heavily focused on this. Okay, now again, what is the result of all this, right? What is the result of all this? Well, I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay, and I have to reference a hilarious video that really does show you the difference between men and women. And when you talk about a profession where physical ability actually matters, the results of this are not going to be what the woke revolutionaries think. Okay, it's actually going to be embarrassing.
Vamos. Five ladies teams involved in the UAE SWAT Challenge this year. Belarus, Thailand, Chile. 2 teams from the Emirates. The first one to get wet in the ice bath today. And, well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line. Remember, if you fall in the ice bath, you have to go back to the beginning of the zip line and do it again. And currently, Chile have 3 team members stranded in the middle of that ice bath.
Yes, I'm sure most of you guys remember this story when I first covered it about the supposedly elite, trailblazing Chilean all-female SWAT team, okay, that ended up doing this SWAT challenge and couldn't even get past the first obstacle course without completely embarrassing themselves, okay, versus the men who did this same obstacle course. And as you can see here, the men were easily able to do something that these women were not able to do, okay. Also on top of that, there's also the video out there of the Chicago police officers, the 4 women that attempted to apprehend one guy and they couldn't do it.
All right, 9-5 and a half. Give me some more cars. Give me some more cars. 9-5 and a half. Give me some more cars. Turn that way. 2233. 33. 2233. We got it.
Yeah, embarrassing. Your tax dollars at work there, okay? Tax dollars at work in the most inefficient way possible, okay? They may be paying those women, what, upwards of $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. And right there for those women, that's probably, what, $300,000 or $400,000 worth of taxpayer dollars, including all their equipment at work. Can't catch one thief, right? One lower level thief was able to get away from these female police officers, right? When it probably would have took 1 man, 2 max to apprehend that guy. Again, this is what we're signing up for in this country, guys. Okay, and again, that's not to say that females can't be police officers, but that's just to say that if you have to lower the standards so much, if you have to continue to lower the standards so much where you're talking about getting rid of physical ability tests altogether, which that's what it sounds like, and this news clip, okay, about what the Nashville Police Department is doing to recruit women, then that should tell you something about whether or not a lot of women are even meant to be in this line of work, right? Instead of actually, I don't know, coming up with more incentives for men to join the police force and to be police officers, No. What they rather do is to just lower standards, right? Let's just keep lowering standards, okay? Let's just let women be police officers, and that way it'll solve our recruiting problem, right? The United States military is doing the same thing, right? They're trying to go ultra woke, okay? Instead of trying to motivate traditional men to return to the military, to go back to the military. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to restore patriotism and nationalism in this country anymore, which again, they're against, okay? Democrats are against nationalism. And then they wonder why we have men that don't want to join the military. Okay, oh, you're against motivating them to want to serve the country. And this is why we have the problem that we have. So now you're going to have a police force in Nashville, Tennessee, where you're going to have 30% of the officers are going to be women. Now, again, how many female officers does it take to arrest one criminal? Apparently more than 4. Okay, apparently more than 4. Again, the most inefficient use of taxpayer dollars ever. And you can't pay them less. You can't pay them less, because if you pay them less, then they'll boohoo, whine, and complain about being paid less than men, even though they're not capable physically of doing the same things that men are capable of doing. And physicality is a part of the job, right? But again, they want to spend all this taxpayer money trying to cater to women and making sure that women are comfortable, women are safe, providing all this flexibility for them. Things that you wouldn't have to be spending money on if you actually put that money into recruiting men, getting men to do the job, right? And you wouldn't even have to lower standards. But again, this is the world that we're living in here, guys. This is the world that we're living in. They're telling us that you're a bigot if you call out the clear and obvious lunacy that's happening in our society. Okay, they want you to close your eyes and pretend it's not happening, right? When it is. So, hey, like I said, best of luck to the, Nashville Police Department. I'm praying for the citizens there, right, that the city becomes safer, not less safe, due to the diversity, equity, and inclusion of this police department. But we'll see how it works out, right? We'll see how it works out in regards to crime in that city. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.